So, hello guys, Marco here from the Volt Invest channel, and we're starting today with a weekly analysis. Just pretty quickly, no that much information's up here because, yeah, we have no COT data right now. COT data is getting released at Monday, so we will, look at the COT data and then I will decide the trades. So pretty quickly, what I have this week for setups is NZD CAT looking pretty nice. We are still in our USD CAT. If someone realized on my social medias and everything else, I entered another USD CAT on that one. Yeah, was my entry point. Just explaining you this VWAP touch here. As you can see, this VWAP touch, the retracement on the VWAP and session VWAP and the break up. We added some positions out here, right? We have already 0.75% on risking on that one. We're looking for maybe one pullback up here and adding more to this position. Yeah, pretty quickly to the USD CAT. On that one, the narrative is still pretty nice on my dashboard. USD against the CAT, USD still strong bullish, even with that NFP shock, yeah. And Canadian dollar is actually on the bearish side. Yeah, that's for the USD CAT trade. In NZD, looking for the NZD CAT to breaking out this trend, retesting, continuation to the upside like that. Okay, NZD CAT also on my Forex scoreboard, like here you can see on the 169 points above. So pretty nice as setup on that one. If we do not get this trade, I'm looking for the Euro NZD maybe. Nice pullback on that one, maybe a break of this trend line, something like that. Here holding on that support, creating maybe something of a double bottom on that one and pushing up would be also a pretty nice trade on that one. GBP CAT pretty quickly looking not that interesting for me, too strong above right now. I would consider to see something of a pullback right there, or maybe a bigger pullback to this here, and then I would take the trade, even if the narrative is still good for that one, because if we can see GBP and the CAT is also looking pretty good. And the AUD CAT, so you can still see we are pretty much just shorting the Canadian dollar against everything. Yeah, AUD CAT also, AUD just got a lot of points back up with the strong reports last week on the AUD as well. So yeah, this one for the quick trade setups, USD CAT as well, AUD CAT and USD CAT still in the trade, so I will not open up another trade and will hold my narrative on that one. But let's see like this plays out. Yeah, on the crypto space, we could hit 63K already in the weekend. Pretty nice bounce here, recovery from the Bitcoin as well. And little bit, what we can see a little bit is outperforming the altcoins are outperforming the Bitcoin right now a little bit. Yeah, BNB pushing here up 1.8% already with a high of 2%, 2.06 today already. Yeah, let's see how the next week play out, because we have a lot of news coming in as well. So yeah, what is looking our market right now? And we have the market analysis, and just pretty quickly do that on full screen. What we have: jobs, Fed, inflation, crypto. What's moving the markets this week? And let's quickly check jobs report. Shock. Yeah, huge miss on labor market, cooling fast. Yeah, 57K expected against 140K expected. And the previous data, so from the May and April, got also revised from 10K, 12K, something like that. So pretty interesting what happened on the labor market on US there. This should stop a little bit of the strength of the dollar, in my opinion. So let's see how this plays out. Rate hike fears dialed back sharply. That means we will check that also on the CME group website, and we will pretty much check how this plays out. Rate cut bets suddenly back on the table. That means, guys, last for 3 weeks or 2 weeks before, like something like that, I did a weekly analysis, and I was talking about 0 rate cuts in this year, 0 rate cuts, and that the hope is completely away from rate cutting anything or something like that, right? And now, guys, we have insane shift in the markets. So with that NFP data missing by almost 50%, yeah, it's a huge miss, yeah. we have already rate cut bets suddenly back on the table. Yeah, as you can see, the market can change in 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, simply as that. So that's why I always say fundamental data is key. Fundamental data is driving the markets, and you will never get only by technical analysis to be a profitable trader, in my opinion. Yeah, that's all my opinion. You can prove me wrong. You can do what you want in that case. So yeah, what we're going to do, war silence, Sintra inflation risk have come down. First softer tone in month from the chair, as you can see. The first FOMC from Kevin Walsh was a little bit softer, was like, oh, okay, we will look for it and stuff like that. Let's see how this plays out now with the weak labor market data. No forward guidance, strategic ambiguity, and tone now matters more than decision. Yeah, so traders will a lot of look at the tone from Kevin Walsh in the next meeting, in my opinion, and this is going to give us the opinion or the direction of the dollar, even continuing to the upside, or maybe just rejecting on that massive resistance, which I show also on my social media platform. So don't miss out to check out my socials. Yeah, Instagram, TikTok is linked down below the video. Check this out. I already post every trade and everything else. So yeah, let's go next. Hold priced in, 80% odds of no change at 3.5%, 3.75%. Higher for longer is the best case. Deck hike odds still sit near 37%, so we are still more of a narrative of hiking. No dot plot statement wording is key. That means the traders are not looking that much anymore at the dot plot. Also, Kevin Walsh said that the dot plot is a little bit of confusing, and he will not consider this as his things to make a decision in that case. So yeah, dot plot is a little bit more irrelevant. So let's see how this plays out. And inflation still sticky. Core PC at 3.4%, headline CPI 4.2% year over year. So hottest CPI since April 2023. And CPI print July 15, next big trigger. And on the other case, the European Central Bank, a little bit something like that to take this in consideration. The inflation just went a little bit down, also with falling oil prices, which you already I think you realized it, 40% down oil prices, so back up at the point where the conflict just started at Iran and USA. Tariff and energy costs keeping it elevated a little bit. Yeah, energy costs are still high and something like that, and our fuel prices here in Germany are also still at a high pace, but let's see how this plays out in the next week. Green July after red June. Worst one for BTC in 4 years is over, right? So BTC back above 61k, what I told you, after 58k low. June ETF outflows record 4.5 billion of cash flow going out of ETFs in the BTC IBIT, I think. And 60k reclaim versus 54k crash is on the risk. Yeah, it's on the risk, but what we can just say about the crypto part, and this is just really quickly, if we can check the seasonality on that one, on that case here, go for that one. We can see after red June, there is always following a green July. So let's see if we can just pull back a little bit. My thoughts on that one is at least a pullback to something like 70k, something like that. I would see the Bitcoin like pullbacking at least to 70k or 74, something like that, maybe something like that. But that is all speculations on that case. Yeah, the next one, what we have is also the Clarity Act. Missed the July 4 deadline. Zenat math tight. Zenat returns. July 13 clock is ticking. Passage odds trimmed to 48%. Institutional inflows waiting on clarity. Yeah, crypto regulations are coming in. Sadly, yeah, people are going to regulate things that are going out of control. In that case, they thinking that crypto is going out of control. It's getting used by black markets and stuff like that. That's why they want to do a Clarity Act on that one. Yeah, that's literally just the things what happened last week. And let's go quickly over the chart. As I said, NZD CAD for me pretty interesting on that one. Euro NZD pretty interesting, and yeah, we need to see what happens with the dollar, but because right now the dollar, the momentum is pretty weak. If we can see also on the index here, as we could see, and I told in my social medias, yeah, that we might see a rejection first of all here, but as you can see, we are almost at this point. Yeah, we did not touch it, but we are almost at that point. I think that we might get another push to the downside and then get a support if we get better data, better labor data, labor market data. So let's see how this plays out. Yeah, the Nasdaq right now it consolidation phase, consolidation phase. The fear and greed index is showing a little bit of a fear side, but this can change in just a period of a day if we can just make 4% to the upside and do another all-time high. We should switch to greed again. What I think is that the Nasdaq is holding up pretty good at the moment, but is holding only by the semiconductor space and the AI thing. So if this bubbles burst, we might see a massive push to the downside. This is going to take out crypto as well to the downside. I think then lower than 60K in my opinion. But right now, in my opinion, we have just shortly do the bottom already here, and we might see a little bit of a pullback on that one. Yeah, still holding crypto pretty much. Some Solana, some Bitcoin, some Ethereum, some XRP. All of this, I'm holding a little bit out of that, not that much of a position. Yeah, the Fed Watch tool I was talking about, and we can just simply see that we have still the narrative of a rate hikes than a rate cuts. Yeah, but we have something of 2% in 2027, the 9th of June, that we have 2%. Yeah, this could change also in 1, 2, 3 weeks. Simply as that. After the next meeting, this could change immediately also. So yeah, nothing 100% here on that case. Yeah, the liquidation map on the Bitcoin is looking pretty much different. On the liquidation to the upside even more, in my opinion. We have more liquidations above here than below us. As well, we have a big block here on that 61K. So yeah, we have still short and long ratio is keeping the same. Long liquidations coming in and also short liquidations coming in on that case. Yeah, that's for the cryptos, that's for the currencies at this point. COT report, as I said, I can't report you today because it's old. It's still from the last week. So yeah, the COT report is going to come in on Monday. Maybe I will do a video as well to that, but I will just update you on my socials. So as I said, do not miss it out on my socials. I post everything. I post full transparency, everything what you need to have for trading. Yeah, looking for my accounts, Hola Prime on that one here, again back to 49,990, so almost break even, 0-0. Yeah, nothing changed here. I got a nice win and also got a nice loss. So happens. Yeah, on that case, we are 0%. Here we are 54% to challenge done in that case, and the DNA funded is at 6.6% to be funded on that one, 84 days in, with I think 77% win rate. But this is nothing like special or something like that, because I have a different trading approach that I only that I quarter my position. So 1 quarter here, 1 quarter here, 1 quarter here, 1 quarter here. So I have my full position. So yeah, as you want to see how I trade, I showed it in the last videos before. And this one we hold quick. Yeah, what we can also look at, yeah, gold is a little bit of getting something of a double bottom here. Yeah, what I should say to oil. Oil is just breaking down. Simple as that. Keep going down, and yeah, that's it for me actually. Just quickly, weekly analysis on that one. Nothing special, as I said. There is no COT data, so we are not pretty sure on that currencies here, but we will just confirm it with our COT data lately and maybe filter out some of them. I'm sorry. Filter out some of them, or maybe just stay with everything in. And the COT report is going to confirm us that narrative on that one. Yeah, so NZD CAD, Euro NZD, GBP CAD. A little bit of GBP CAD. I think I will not take the trade on GBP CAD because it's too overextended. And Audi CAD, I think the most profitable and the most what happens for the first is going to be NZD CAD or the Audi CAD breaking this thing. Yeah, Euro NZD also, if we have something like a little bit of a pullback and breaking this support area, something like that. Maybe a retest on the VWAP, yeah, weekly VWAP, something like that, or on the session VWAP, something like that. So yeah, this is for the currencies, and for the cryptocurrencies, hopefully you got a little bit of a short breakdown on that one. We will see each other in the, as I said, on my socials. There I can see everyone. You guys can also ask things. You can just commentary things, leave a like or something like that. I would be happy of that one. And yeah, leave a feedback on that video as well. Leave a like if you like it, of course. And yeah, tell me what I can do better, and be constructive on the commentaries. So yeah, that's it. Wish you a great week. Wish you good luck, and have a nice day, guys. Bye bye.